Imagine me just sitting down, watching TV with my wife, and then I pick up a random iPad and open up YouTube, and I see a video that gets me so freaking upset, so angry, that rattles my nerves so much to the point that I jump on Twitter immediately and bang out this 2-minute read because I thought that rant would help me get all these feelings out, all the rage and frustration and anger that I had towards this specific thing. And no, it didn't help. So here I am. I'm so frustrated. I'm so irate. I'm so mad that I really want to do a comeback at the person who made this video. And because there's just so much broken information in that video that I just have to do it. And well, I decided to do it because I am so irate right now that I have to talk about this video. Before I do that, a little context. Lords of the Fallen, which is the recent Souls-like that came out for PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, was just released. And the key word right there is Souls-like. And Souls-like is not everybody's jam. Not everybody likes Souls-like, just like not everybody likes first-person shooters or racing games or RPGs, and you get the idea. So basically, if you don't like these kind of games, then you should not be reviewing them in any capacity. And I think that is perhaps what started this dumpster fire of a conversation that I'm going to reply back to. So the video that I saw, that I watched, that I guess I was destined to watch, is basically a take from Josh Prime Gaming, who is basically replying back to the review of Lords of the Fallen from GameSpot, who gave it a 5 out of 10. Now, I'm guessing that Josh Prime Gaming is a fan of Souls-like. Well, hey, Josh, so am I. I love Souls-like games. But the problem here is you said that game journalists need to be handheld throughout games and that they need to play games like Forspoken. Well, I was not a fan of Forspoken, so I can't really vibe with that. But I will tell you what game I really do like: Lords of the Fallen, or Elden Ring, or Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, or Remnant from the Ashes, or Remnant 2, and games of that nature. I really love Souls-like games. I've been playing these games for a very long time. I've had the pleasure of reviewing a number of those Souls-like games and made guides before people like you and your audience were even able to play the games. But yet, here's the problem with that. See, you have a habit of making videos that are pretty much toxic, where you like to call out gaming journalists. You've done it with Elden Ring, you're doing it with Lords of the Fallen, you did it with Armored Core 6. I've seen your videos, buddy, and it's really frustrating to hear that someone has this fetish for going after gaming journalists. You have this thing where you go after a handful of gaming journalists and then go, well, gaming journalists in general are just bad at gaming. And then the people who watch your videos go and say, yeah, these guys are bad. These guys are bad. The gaming journalists are bad. You know, it's just like when one person says a bad name and they keep saying it and keep saying it and keep saying it. And then eventually other people start saying the same thing. It's just like that Jackie Robinson movie where the one point where the crowd is saying it one word and then the kid chimes in. He has no idea why he's saying it, but because everybody else is saying it, he decided to say it. That's exactly how I feel right now when you're going after specific gaming journalists, but you want to say in general that all game journalists are bad. And that is terrible. When I go to your video, the first comment I see is, it would be cool if gaming journalists were actually gamers. That lights a fire under my ass because I've been playing games since I was 5 years old. I am now 47 years old and I still play every game that's out there. It doesn't make a difference what it is. I will play it unless, you know, I suck at those games and then I won't really play them, but I damn sure won't review them. And I damn sure won't be on the internet telling people that these games are good, play them, or these games are bad, don't play them, because I have no idea what to say about these games. And I get it. You're frustrated. You're mad at GameSpot because they trashed Lords of the Fallen. And perhaps you really like Lords of the Fallen. But for you to make this asinine statement and basically call all game journalists bad, that's terrible. That is a bad take. That is a terrible take for you to do. And the fact that you won't even go in and moderate the comments or step back and go, no, it's not all game journalists. I just have a problem with GameSpot. that is terrible on your part. But I get it. You like the views. You like making the terrible, toxic videos that let people come in and be just as terrible as you are. I understand it. That's how YouTube works. It doesn't mean I agree with it, but I understand it. Why am I taking this personally? Well, but see, because I am a gaming journalist, I run a gaming website, and I play games. You know, you're the guy who said that I don't play games because I'm a game journalist, but I played every Dark Souls game out there. I've imported certain games from Dark Souls before they even hit North America. I've imported Nier Automata before it came over here. I've beaten Sekiro before most people had their hands on it. I've beaten Elden Ring before most people had their hands on it, and written guides for it. I've beaten Remnant from the Ashes before people had hands on it. I beat Remnant 2 before people had their hands on it. But yet, I am a gaming journalist. So by your logic, that would have never happened. That I'm lying. That I've never done it, right? Let me be a little more factual here. Let me rattle off a couple of numbers here. So I've got about 100 hours in Lords of the Fallen, and it just came out. I've got about 134 hours in Lies of P, and that's just on the PC. That's not counting the PlayStation version. I've got about 908 hours in Dark Souls 3 on the PC version alone. That doesn't count the version on Xbox or PlayStation. 500 hours in Dark Souls 2, the original Dark Souls 2. That doesn't count my time playing on Xbox 360. 170 hours in Neo on PC, not counting the time I played on the PlayStation. 226 hours in Remnant 2, not counting the hours I played on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X with my friends, and 275 hours in Elden Ring on PC, not counting the extra hours I played on the PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X. I've got tons of hours in Dead Space Remake, I've got tons of hours in original Dead Space and Dead Space 2. You know, I've got a lot of hours in very hard games and Souls-like games. But again, by your definition, I need to have my handheld to play games like this, or I don't play games like this whatsoever. So this is why I'm a little agitated, because people like you keep making these stupid toxic videos to get more people to follow you, to get more views, just like the ever-growing toxic YouTube machine does. And you won't even go back and say, you know what, maybe I should not have said this, maybe I was wrong, or maybe I should not be making blanket statements. But you don't, and you continue to do it based on the videos that I've seen on your channel, and I've already called out. But you know, it's you, it's your video. This is how you get your views. I understand it. This is how you operate. But don't be surprised if more people come at you because they're tired of you making these stupid statements that you think apply to everybody when they actually don't. Let's be honest, man. It's been how many years since the Cuphead incident? It's time to move on. It's time for people to stop saying that game journalists don't play games, that gaming journalists aren't gamers. Because if you saw my office right now, you would say, holy shit, Keith, you have a lot of games in here. If you saw my Steam catalog, you would go, holy shit, Keith, you have a lot of games on here. If you saw my Xbox or PlayStation catalog, you would say the same thing. If you saw my shelves of all the gaming merchandise that I have, you would say the same thing. This is the problem that I have. You and your troops, your buddies, your audience, whatever you want to call them, need to stop saying that game journalists aren't gamers, because that's completely unfair, and that meme needs to freaking die. Now that I said what I had to say, I'm going to go fire up Lords of the Fallen because I really love that game, and I'm going to get back to doing more builds. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. And if you enjoyed this video, do me a big favor, like the video, leave a comment, either negative or positive. If there's a question, I'll get back to you. Subscribe to the channel, share the video, and thanks for watching this video.